tons of emotions at the Bell Center tonight as Team Canada loses to Team USA 3-1 tonight, 2-1 with an empty netter. And in the end, it really doesn't mean much. It is round robin play. As long as Canada does beat Finland on Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock, I'm pretty confident because they have even if Sweden beats the US, we'd then be tied in points, but we beat them head to head. So I would presume that would mean that Canada moves on to the finals, assuming, to face the United States. So there could be a rematch there, but the round robin, the Leafs, Team Canada does lose 3-1. Now, as a Leafs fan, if you know my channel, you know I'm a Leafs fan, and God, do I know heartbreak. But anyways, this type of game tonight resemble the Leafs playoff game. And people are going to say, and people who don't watch the Leafs may not get what I mean. Leaf fans, you'll understand. You don't get goals in the playoffs. The Leafs have struggled mightily scoring in the postseason. You don't get that. You score one goal. However, your goaltender does not completely screw you over. Because again, Jordan Binnington, 2 goals, 22 shots, a 909 save. Hey, that's fine by me. That is absolutely fine by me. Not a bad one. But one of the 2 goals that he allowed was no bueno. That can't happen. You remember, Leafs fans, the Columbus Blue Jackets series where Freddie Anderson allowed the goal from the goal line. It was like right along the goal line, somehow find a hole and it's in the net. That just seems to happen in the Leafs playoffs. So again, I got away from the Leafs. But Canada does lose. And let's talk about it all. Let's start pregame, okay? Obviously, emotions have been built up forever with these two teams. Some of it, not on the ice. Some of it, not even to do with sports. And I don't want to get into too much. I've already told myself thousands of times I will never get into politics on this channel because it's not what it's supposed to be. In fact, videos like this and sports like this should be away from politics. However, there's been a lot of things going on south of the border that has peed off a lot of people up here. And I get it. I feel angry as well. And we had a feeling, because you heard the Finland-US game, the boos were raining out during the anthem. You had a feeling Canada-USA, it was probably going to get booed. And it was. Profusely. And I don't want to say that I agree or disagree, because you know what? I get people are pissed off, and I'm pissed off too. Would I boo if I was there? Probably. But then I liked what the Canadians did afterwards, and I like what the guy singing the anthem did. He said, you know what? You guys sing it. And it was one of the best anthems I'd ever heard. Now, it was in French half the time, so, take it for what it is. But it was loud. It was passionate. It was clear as day. It was awesome to hear that anthem, for the Canadians. Do I expect the U.S. to boo the Canadian anthem down there in Boston? Probably. Which is weird because you think about it. We're pissed off because you're look, let's be honest. We're booing because of one fella. Let's be honest here. Because he is just basically going bananas and trying to screw everybody around. So you're booing us for what? You're booing us because we're booing you? Anyways, I'm not going back and forth like this. But that's just kind of the weird thing that's going on. So, anthem's done. We start playing hockey. Or do we? Because 9 seconds into this game, we've got 3 fights. And of course, the Tkachuk brothers got to stick up the rear end, so they got to fight somebody. So Matthew Tkachuk takes on Brandon Hagel. I thought that was a pretty good tilt. I think Matthew Tkachuk has 20 pounds on Brandon Hagel, so I'm like, it might go a little hairy. Hagel got him a few times, then hypes up the crowd, so that was cool. And then Brady goes after, who the hell did he go after? I can't remember who he fought in the game. Let me look at the Canada roster. Who did he go after? It wasn't Point Sorrell. It's Sam Bennett, right? It was Sam Bennett that he went after. Sam Bennett's he's a strong fella. Let me look at his, I guess, size and weight. Let me find that. $193, 6'1". Brady's a big fella too. So what's Brady Tkachuk? Okay. So he's got like 40 pounds. He's 6'4", too. So yeah, not in the same weight class. And then JT Miller cross-checks somebody and then goes in there and is looking at Golden Parayko and just drops the gloves. And he's like, come on. And Golden Parayko's like, what? I mean, all right, I'm like quite bigger than you, but okay. And all it was Cold Parayko uppercut city, and it was nuts. So a very crazy start to this game. 3 fights, 9 seconds in. It does quiet down a bit. And then Connor McDavid, my God, what a goal. Goes right through the middle of the ice. Charlie McAvoy, you might want to turn around and start doing something because he just gets blown by like he's nothing. And then the backhand cheese. Nasty stuff from Connor McDavid at 5:31 of the first. Doughty and Bennington grab assists. And we're feeling okay. 5 minutes in, crowd's buzzing. You got the first goal. Nothing but good things. 5 minutes later, though, and this is the problem I had. I mentioned it earlier about being a Leaf fan. You see this stuff happen, where Jake Gensel comes down on a 2-on-1. I can't remember, was it Eichel, I believe, on his left wing. And he just fires at 5-hole on Binnington. Like, just straight up fires at 5-hole, beats him. Binnington can't believe it. He looks up to the sky after that. You have to have that. And this was a problem going into the tournament, right? If you guys have listened to podcasts and all that stuff, whether it's Canadian stuff, whether it's U.S. stuff, or whether it's just tournament stuff in general, what was the common theme? The U.S. has the best best goaltending in the tournament, and there's no debating that. And Canada probably has the worst. And I talked about it in the last game, how I reamed off the top 6 save percentages in hockey right now, 3 of which are Canadian, none of which are on this roster. It made no sense. So then seeing Jordan Binnington allow that goal really made people butt clench because you start to realize, oh, right, yeah, that's the difference between these two teams. Right? It's 1-1 after one period. Shots were 8 apiece. You're right there. Second period, Dylan Larkin comes down on a 2-on-1. Holds it. Shoots low blocker. Beats him clean. Now, I don't want to blame Jordan Binnington for a goal like that, but it is on the rush. There is no screen in front, no deflection, no nothing. Just beats him clean. Now, one of the hardest saves to make is that low blocker save, but you'd like to have it, wouldn't you? And now you're down 2-1. Connor Hellebuck makes some great saves, and it seemed like after that goal from Dylan Larkin, the U.S. just completely locked it down. They were not allowing anything to happen. They weren't really trying for a whole lot of offense after that. Sure, where shots were 10 apiece, and Canada only outshot them 8-5 in the third, but it just felt like the U.S. just kind of like bunker down, don't allow them to enter the zone. If they do, there's no sustained pressure. And that's just seeing what it was the rest of the game. Kind of a boring rest of the game, to be honest with you, from both sides. I don't know how the U.S. feel. They feel great right now, obviously, but for a pure hockey fan standpoint, that was kind of boring. First period was great. It was rambunctious as all hell. With the booing, whether which side you're on of it, you're entertained for some way, shape, or form. The fights to start, you're going bananas. You had 2 goals within the first 10 minutes, right? Everything's going crazy, and then it just kind of hit a wall after that. And, Gensel scores the empty netter, and I hate to ream on my guy Mitch Marner being a Leaf, but you look at when the Canada has the empty net. They're passing around the outside. They have some opportunities, and what breaks up the pressure, which eventually allows Canada to not enter the zone again, which eventually leads to the Gensel empty netter. Mitch Marner with a backhand feed into the middle of the ice, blind to nobody. I got nothing else to say about that. Now, I'm not going to blame him for the loss, obviously. I thought a lot of the Canadians went quiet after that. After the Gensel goal to tie it, even the second and third period. Now, was that the U.S. hunkering down and playing a really good defensive hockey game? It's quite possible. They're a damn good team. In fact, they were probably the favorites going into the tournament to win it. Regardless of, it's Canada's game and stuff like that, let's be honest, when you have goaltending like that, and going into play today, obviously Canada didn't have Shea Theodore, done for the tournament. Cale Makar, out with an illness. Those are 2 massive pieces, and you're replacing them with Travis Sanheim and Thomas Harley. Let's be honest. It's quite a big drop-off there from those 2 guys. And, again, you only allowed 2 goals with an empty netter. But Cale Makar, piggybacking the power play, which went 0 for 2 in the game and didn't really have the greatest of looks, right? So, again, Connor Hellebuck, the difference. It is what it is. I can't get too mad at it because I thought it was a solid hockey game. For pure entertainment standpoint, the first half of the first period was great. Nothing else. That's just my standpoint. It was really just tight defensively, which as a hockey fan, you love the great defensive work. You do. But as an entertainment standpoint, kind of a boring product out there today. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm not going to dwell on it because it's round robin. Like I said, Canada goes out there on Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock against Finland, beats them in regulation. And I think, again, I could be wrong with how the tiebreakers work, but regardless of the result in the other game, you're probably playing the U.S. again. So, in the game that actually matters, in Boston. So, again, I'm not going to dwell on too much. A very entertaining game, a very physical game. It's nice to see these guys care. The fans were going crazy as per usual in Montreal, regardless Canada or not. And it was an overall great game. Am I going to reign the U.S. for being the U.S.? Nah, I'm good. I mean, they know how everybody else feels around the world, and I'm not going to say anything more than that. There's a reason that everyone feels that way about the United States of America, and that's just that. All right, so that's going to do it for this one, you guys. If you enjoyed the video and first 10 minutes of the game, I guess, hit the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not done so already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video. Thoughts on the game. What'd you like? What'd you not like from today's game for Team Canada? You want to talk about the game overall? Go do so. And I will talk to you guys for sure. I'm not even going to say Leafs or Raptors right now. Team Canada edition on Monday on Family Day afternoon. It's a 1 o'clock puck drop between Canada and Finland. You got to win in regulation. You know, because then you don't. Then I believe you don't even have to watch Sweden USA to figure it all out. But I believe, regardless, I don't think Sweden can catch the U.S. So I think the U.S. are probably gonna be at the very top. Canada, if they beat Finland in reg, will probably be 2, and there'll be a rematch whenever that will be, Wednesday or Thursday probably. So hopefully, but I'll talk to you guys again regardless. Canada, Finland, 1 p.m. puck drop there. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I don't know if you enjoyed the game or didn't enjoy the hell of the game. Who cares? Talk to you guys on Monday.